On. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday, January 25th meeting of Plano West Rotary Club. I am your president, Alex Johnson, and I'm going to turn this over to our illustrious past president and sergeant of arms, Steve Lawton. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you, sir. Happy Tuesday. I think it's quite possibly the last Tuesday in January. Close to it. So welcome, everybody. Start off some brags. Marty James, would you like to brag today?
Sure. Sorry, I stopped my video because I was eating. So I'm just excited. I spent the last week down at Gulf Shores, kind of enjoying myself a little bit. The weather was beautiful down there, and it was a really great trip. Now I'm back to it again.
Well, I hope you enjoyed sunny Florida or Alabama. I guess Gulf Shores is in Alabama?
Yeah, Gulf Shores, Alabama, right by Orange Beach.
Yep, nice.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Brother James Thomas, would you like to brag today?
Hey, good morning. Is it afternoon or morning? I have no clue. Yes, I am bragging, and my bragging hits home. This weekend, we will celebrate some of the NFL final playoffs, and I am bragging that we have a young man from Plano ISD, went to Jasper High School, also attended Plano Senior High, named Joseph Notebloom. He is number 70 on your program, who played with the Los Angeles Rams, and he will be in our playoffs this year. So I'm very, very proud. And it means a lot to me because my little brother also played with the Rams and played in the Super Bowl as well. So good job, PISD. Good job, Joseph Noteboom. I love it.
That's fantastic. Fred Beemendorfer, would you like to brag today? Mr. Beemendorfer.
Yeah, I thought to come back because the video wasn't working, the audio wasn't working. I just want to brag on the fact that there's more people on Zoom today than there has been in a while. I hope that's a good sign, but and unfortunately we couldn't meet at Norma's, but I just want to give a shout out to everybody. Try to meet with us over there because Rotary's not the same when you're Zooming.
Congratulations, Fred. You're kind of flicking in and out there. I guess it's your internet connection, but we heard you. Thank you very much. Jennifer Scherzer, would you like to brag?
Yes, tomorrow is my 20th wedding anniversary to my lovely husband, who is not even in the room to hear me brag on him. So we're going to spend the day at the DMA at the Van Gogh exhibit, and then we're going to see Elton John tomorrow night. Yay!
Congratulations. I've been to Elton John. That's a good concert.
Cool.
Hope y'all have fun.
Thanks.
John Stafford, would you like to brag?
Of course I want to brag. You know, I always want to brag because I could always find something. So my youngest daughter, Katerina.
You stole my brag.
Oh, well, I'll let my wife take that brag so she can do it.
So she's in Plano ISD and she's in 4th grade, and she came home yesterday and proud said, "Mom and Dad, look at that. I made my first resume." Her school counselor worked with her and she put together her first resume, and she wants to be a superintendent when she grows up. So we're very proud.
Congratulations, that's pretty cool. All right, the better half of the Johnson clan, Laura, would you like to brag?
Well, today I will say I am happy that Jessica, our daughter who had COVID, she has recovered and she's back at school. So quarantine's over for her and life is back to normal for her. So very happy about that, as well as Alex and I, so she's not stuck at the house with us.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Glad to hear she's on the mend. Sarah Bonzer, would you like to brag today?
I would love to brag today. Boy, I don't even know where to start. So I guess I'm going to kind of go personal. Tomorrow is my daughter's 26th birthday. And so, it's a sweet time to spend with your kids. She's all grown, but she still wants to hang out. So I get to have lunch with my daughter on her birthday tomorrow, and that makes me very happy.
That's fantastic. Glad to hear it. Kids still willing to hang out with you. I think we're past that stage at our house. Catherine Goodwin, would you like to brag? Catherine?
Muted, Catherine.
Unmute, sorry, first rule. I'm glad my cat, of all things, tore his ACL and he made it out of surgery and he's fine.
Expensive surgery.
It was. I really love my cat.
Yes. We spent a couple $1,000 on our dog a few months ago, and fortunately he couldn't do surgery. All right, let's see. Let's just open it up. Does anybody else want to brag that I haven't called on yet? Anybody?
Well, there's a lot of people that haven't bragged. I don't think, is Marty brag? You, Steve, Isabel, Brittany, Roxana?
I will say something.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to brag about my dad. He turned 71 yesterday, and his treats went to the house. I got him a edible arrangement with fruit, and that's a healthy. And then I got him a little sweet treat from Tiff's Treat. But he's doing great, and I can't believe he's 71. He looks great. I'm just happy he's happy and doing well.
Well, I am a sucker for Tiff's Treats. I don't know about y'all, but and their cookies and brownies are to die for.
Yeah.
Who else wants to brag?
I'll brag on my parents. Yesterday was their 41st wedding anniversary. I hope I got that right. And they are both retired now, and they have purchased an RV and go on really great adventures that I'm very jealous of. But they just set off on a fun adventure for, I think they're gone for 3 or 4 weeks. I think 4 weeks. So I'm happy for them that they're getting to do this together. And like I said, also jealous, but I'll brag on them.
And I want to throw in that one of those parents she's bragging about, well, used to be a Rotarian. Now that she's retired, is she still in Rotary?
I don't think so. I think she is kind of just enjoying just this free schedule. She just does whatever she wants. So.
So I was in Plano Rotary with her mom, Camille, for many, 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 many years. So my first question to Brittany, are you related to Camille? She's like, that's my mom. And so that's cool. So she's the product of, like, your mom was in Rotary for what, probably 10, 15 years?
I think so. Yeah, it was a good amount of time.
Because I remember when she joined. So you're a product of Rotary. So obviously I'm encouraging her to join the most diverse, active, most involved with PISD Rotary Club in Plano. But anyway, I'm really biased.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, Tom Posey, you want to brag today? Tom Posey, paging Tom Posey. You're muted, Tom.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
My daughter took my great grandson to East Texas, and he loved it out there. They have some land out there, and she took him out there, and he enjoyed the wilderness.
East Texas can be really fun, especially if you're bass fishing. Thank you, Tom.
Surely.
Anybody else want to brag that we haven't called on?
Well, you called on me, but my wife stole my first brag, so I'm going to take a
Go ahead.
second brag,
Yeah.
and I'm going to brag on Courtney Hitt and Jennifer Schertzer for working at the Plano warming station over this weekend, and Julie Holmer for going out and buying $700 worth of goods for homeless families to make sure that they had clothing and warmth for themselves. So I appreciate you guys for getting out there and serving in the community.
Woo-hoo, that's a big applause, big applause.
Awesome. Think it's time to turn it over to Mr. Presidente.
Well, I'm gonna call on some more people here. Roxana.
Okay.
Roxana, do you have a brag?
Yes, I'm gonna brag. I'm very proud of my husband and my two daughters. They're going camping this weekend. And I just checked the weather. It's gonna be in the low 30s. This camp out is the winter camp out, and they're very excited about it. I'm gonna stay home nice and warm while they are outside in the winter. But they're gonna have a great time. I'm very proud of them to do this. They're gonna be mentors. They love to mentor. They have been mentoring a lot. They learn a lot. So I'm so happy for them, even though I don't want to be with them.
Hey, that's awesome. For those that don't know, it was this camping organization is how I became good friends with Roxana's husband, and that's how I met her. So I have been on this camp out many times. And below, this is intense. This is pure nature all weekend, tent camping, no matter how cold it gets or rain. So they're having a lot of fun. I'm glad I'm not there.
Where's the camp at?
It changes location, so I don't know where is this one at. Do you know, Roxana?
I don't know where this one is, but it can be from 2 hours to 3 or 4 hours away.
Yeah, sometimes we go to Oklahoma. It could be in South Texas. It really depends.
That's awesome.
We had 2 other people came in, so we still have time. When we don't induct people, we have a lot of time, and so that's a great time to do this. How about Patrick Pope? Do you have a brag for us?
Well, hello, sir. How are you?
Awesome.
My brag today will be my wife went to the doctor. We are expecting a child in March, and she's healthy. The baby's healthy, and we're just taking it one day at a time.
Baby Pope along the way. That's
Baby
exciting.
Pope along the way.
That's awesome. Fred Thomas, I saw you sneak in. Do you have a brag for us?
I just want to brag that I got to talk to my son yesterday. He's sounding a lot better because we've been praying for him because of his disease, how it affect him. And that was awesome to hear his voice, you know. So that's my brag.
Well, that's an awesome brag. Is your lovely bride in the same room with you?
No, she at the office.
Ah. Well, I think that covers it. Did anybody not get a brag in?
Well, Alex, I did get a brag, but I'd like to address Patrick Pope. Patrick.
Oh.
I had kids, and prior to that, a lot of people said I looked a little like Brad Pitt. This can happen to you, okay? When you start having kids, this can happen to you. Now I look like the Pitts, the whole family.
These good looks, hopefully they won't go away.
James Brad Pitt Thomas. There we go. I guess I see the resemblance there. When he tans well, yes. Okay, we had somebody sneak in, so I'm gonna let them speak. Where'd they go? Who was that? Oh, Kent, definitely. Kent Stone, long time no see. Do you have a brag for us?
Brag for being out of the hospital. Certainly. Thank you.
That's a huge brag.
Yes.
Because if they let you go, that means things are doing better.
Oh, better, but still progressing for quite a long time. But thank you.
It's awesome to virtually be in your presence. You have a camera off, so I can't say see you. But
I know. I didn't know.
There we go. All right. The new and improved Kent Stone.
Certainly.
Well, I'm going to sneak one more in. Remember Brittany and Sarah? I said how originally it was like 3 of us, and now we're up to 19. That's how we roll. Jamie Jackson, I saw you sneak in. So you're going to give us a brag before we start our meeting.
Sure. I would say that I start my first project at my new job next week. So I'm looking forward to getting assigned to something and starting.
Very, very, very exciting. Thank you for letting us know. Well, now I am going to turn this over to Mr. Biemendorfer, who is going to lead us in the invocation.
Can everybody hear me? Because my microphone was acting up. I'll go.
Perfect.
Working well.
Okay, would you bow with me, please? Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to get together, not in person, but at least with the technology to get together in Zoom. Lord, I want to thank you for this day, this beautiful Texas weather, and thank you for providing for us the things that we need to make life pleasant. We ask you will be with our world leaders as they try to control the COVID virus. And a special shout out to Kent Stone. Lord, you're sovereign and you can heal when you want to. And all I'm going to say is thy will be done. But Kent, you're in our prayers and you're in our thoughts. And Patrick, congratulations on your daughter. As James would say, it's a life-changing experience, but it's probably one of the biggest blessings that we could ever ask for. Lord, we thank you for Rotary, and we thank you for those folks that embrace service above self and help those in need. We ask these things in your son's name. Amen.
Thank you, Fred. Now we're going to have our newest member, Julia Stafford. She's going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hey, everyone ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Julia. I don't know if everybody knows this, but Patrick, he has agreed a couple months ago to be our club's Rotary Foundation chair. So he's being trained by Glenn and Joy and the other people. So I do their foundation moment, but Patrick's really your man. Now, no, Patrick, I'm not throwing you on the spot. You have nothing to do, but I figure I might as well let people know what the role that you stepped up to, which is one of the most important roles in a club. Well, for our Rotary Foundation moment today, I'm going to show a little video. It's talking about how the foundation is impacting different communities across the world.
Rotary knows that providing access to clean water around the world is about more than digging wells. That's why Rotary brings together community leaders, governments, and agencies to plan policies and funding that ensure permanent access to water. Be part of the solution. Learn more.
Rotary, when you see WASH, W-A-S-H, that's water and sanitation and hygiene, that's one of our areas of focus. And so Rotary, the foundation funds projects all over the world. And actually, our district is really involved in Rotary WASH projects in the Navajo Nation, providing them water. And so, yes, we use the foundation for our scholarship programs for the students, but different communities have different needs, and that's where the foundation really plays a part. Well, now I'm going to turn this over to our membership chair, Roxana, and she's going to go through our membership moment.
Yes, thank you, Alex. Well, we have good news. We have a new application. His name is Brian Joseph, and he just joined our meeting. He's here. So welcome, Brian. He's going to be inducted next week. So we can wait to meet you in person and also in Zoom you're here. So looking forward to this.
Thank you.
And also we have I have a very special thing to share.
We see it.
You can see it?
Yes.
Yes. So today we're celebrating anniversaries, and all of these members are very special for us. Today I'm going to talk about one of them. His name is Tom Posey. He's here with us in our meeting. He is our founding member for Plano West Rotary Club. Happy anniversary, Tom. Well, I wanted to tell you, everybody, that he started our club in January 29, 1980. Just think about it. That year, there were 12 to 15 members. And as a fun fact, Jimmy Carter was our president. And if you think about it, only 50% of all of us, all the members, were born. So also, there is a very interesting fact about Tom. Before he was in our club, he used to belong to another club. It was called the Plano Club. And he then founded Plano West Rotary Club under his real estate classification. When he was in the Plano Club before Plano West, he could not use his real estate classification because that classification was not vacant. Tom Posey was a boat racer. He had fun around the world with boats. And I have an advice that Tom gave us. He's very happy to be in our club, and his advice is to keep doing what we're doing. So thank you, Tom. And also very special people. And these are our members that turned 1 year old. So last year in January, there were 4 new members. Courtney Heath, Brandon, Maxi, Sam Yan, Lohani, and Mehir Hakim. So happy anniversary to all of you. You're very special to us. Back to you, Alex.
Hey, thank you, Roxana. So I think, is the 29th on Friday? Is that?
So today's 25.
So Saturday.
Saturday.
So Saturday is our 42nd anniversary. And so thank you, Tom. Now, like she said, Tom was a Rotarian for 10 years before he started this club. So he's a 52-year Rotarian. That is awesome. Something else you said, Roxana, which I thought was very cool and rare from a Rotary perspective, greater than half our club wasn't alive then. Well, that's for Rotary, usually that's not something you could ever say. So that just talks about our diversity of our club. So I'm proud of the fact that half our club wasn't alive when he founded this club, because that just tells you how we have young people and not young people as well. So that's great. All right. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little club business before we actually hear the important topics. So want to remind everybody our upcoming board meeting, which everybody is welcome to. It's over Zoom. It's on the 21st at 6 p.m. I encourage more people to attend the board meeting just so you see what's going on. It's very fast paced. A lot of it's consent agenda because we need to get it done in an hour. And when you have, I can't even remember how many committees we have, but we have over 20 committees. So the consent agenda is important. And those that don't know, all of our financials and our board minutes, agenda, committee reports, they're all uploaded on Club Runner. So you can go back over the past few years and take a look at everything, but attend. It's more fun when you attend. On March 26th, this is club leadership training. Now, for Joy, our president-elect who joined us, her leadership team has to go. But anybody from the club that wants to go, we have it in our budget to reimburse you. So you go on the district website, you register, you pay. When the event's over, we reimburse you. So I encourage you to do that. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to be in leadership, but at least it's good to know now. So in the future, if you want to step up and be involved in some of the leadership positions, you could get training, and it's an opportunity to meet a lot of other Rotarians across North Texas. And so it's a good networking opportunity as well. And I do want to thank everybody again. We said this last week. We had, I think Joy said she counted 17 people in our club showed up for the district roundtable of leaders when we hosted it. And we represented over half of the people in attendance. Go Plano West Rotary, you know, we represent. And so I think that's exciting to know. All right, let's talk about our service projects. We only had one service project last week, which for Brittany and Sarah, you know, most Rotary clubs do one service project in a year. So, but for us, we only did, and it happened to be with the PISD. So you guys should be happy for that. That's a Catherine and James. They manage that process every week, and that was at Bowman Middle School. Now, upcoming, we have our Clean Up Plano Avenue K trash pickup. It got moved from last weekend because it was below freezing weather. So Glenn, which I'm sure everybody's thankful, decided to move it to this Saturday, and hopefully it will be warmer. I don't know if, a lot of times that fills up. So if you want to do it, you should hurry up and look at the sign up genius to see maybe some people dropped out because we had to move it. Then on Rallison Natatorium, which is basically Williams High School, we'll be doing the mill drive-through there. We always need help. The more the merrier. And I'm sure Catherine and James will definitely attest to that. And then in February, so those are the last two projects for January. Well, that's this week. But then February, this is where our partnership with Bed Start, where we're delivering the furniture. Jen, that basically gets full every month, doesn't it? Because she's got it capped at 10, and I think it's always full. So if you want to be a part of that, it's really fun. Sign up if it's not already full. And if it is, sign up for the one in March, because we have the future ones there as well. And then we have the other mill drive-throughs at Armstrong and Bowman. And so, yay. Now, also, it's not like a listed service project, but we talked about it earlier. Throughout the year, we had been training club members and volunteers to volunteer at the Plano Overnight Warming Station. And Courtney and Jennifer has done it a few times, I think at least 2 times, or Jennifer, you 3 times. So if you're interested in that, you know, Courtney she's a team lead. I'm sure Jennifer could at least point you in the right direction because she's pretty active in it in terms of how to get trained and be a part of it, because you know, there's a lot of Plano residents that are in need of warm housing, and we're there to help them. We are their hosts for the evening, and I hear it's fun, and you know it's very rewarding. So that's it for my little club business part. Now I'm going to turn it over to our most amazing member, James Brad Pitt Thomas, and you're going to introduce us to our speakers. Take it away, James.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. I do look a little like Brad Pitt. Hey, in celebration of Education Day for the Rotary Club, I would like, how fortunate we are to have Sarah and Brittany here today. Sarah, because you've been on this before, because you've been a part of this meeting before, I won't go into a litany of accolades, but certainly I'd like to say that you've been PISD superintendent since, 2019, but you've been a part of Plano forever, amen. And if anyone had to say anything about you, I think the most important factor is I think you spent the vast majority of your life taking care and doing what's best for kids and families. So I can't thank you. And another example of that is the fact that you were at this meeting and you weren't scheduled to be at this meeting, but you stepped in. So Sarah says an awful lot about who you are and what you represent. So we love you. And I feel wonderful seeing that you are a dear friend and how much I appreciate you. Brittany, we've had you in PISD since 2012? And I just found out that Brittany she went to UT and she also worked in Williamson County in Round Rock where I used to hang out. Hopefully we didn't see each other at those times, Brittany, but she's also worked for Baylor Scott and White, And certainly she's been instrumental for PISD. So Brittany, happy to have you. Boss lady, Sarah, take over, please.
Okay, well, Brittany's gonna load up our presentation, and honestly, Brittany is the lead, and I'm call myself her wing woman today. But thanks, James, for the kind introduction, and it's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to give you an overview, and then Brittany's really going to talk about our Education Foundation and some of the great work that they're doing in our foundation in support of the goals of the district staff and students. And so Brittany has stepped in as the interim senior executive director of the Education Foundation. And some of you may or may not know that Jamie Jolly has taken an unpaid leave of absence from the district. And so if you get asked any questions about that, she's stepped out of her role in the district in an unpaid capacity to run for office. And so Brittany is our interim senior executive director and doing a great job. And we're very thankful for her leadership and her willingness to step out of the communications role she had to take over. And so if you forward to the next screen, just want to give you a bit of an overview, and then I'll turn it over to Brittany. But we have about 50,000 students, give or take. And I think kind of one of the interesting things to note is that right now about 1 in every 3 kids comes from a home with economic need. And so the work that you're doing as a Rotary in service to feeding our kids and helping their families get what they need makes a direct impact on their ability to come and learn every day. And so we're very thankful to you for all that you're doing, because some folks don't really kind of associate the need with Plano ISD, but the need is there for sure. And so thank you for that. We're about 4,000 teachers strong. We have about 6,500 employees overall, because we have a lot of, think about the bus drivers and food service workers and, all the folks who keep everything running in the district, like Mr. Thomas and other great folks. And so about 6,500 employees.
Calling you about a second invoice that y'all sent me from the auction.
We are 100 square miles geographically, and kind of you can see our communities that we touch all around the edges, in addition to Plano. And we have 72 rooftops that are housed with kids, but 90 buildings district-wide when you consider all of the auxiliary buildings and specialized program campuses. There are 94 languages spoken in Plano ISD, which is kind of hard to imagine, representing 129 countries. So if you're looking for a global community, you don't have to look further than right inside Plano. We have 5 academies that run from elementary through senior high. I'll just kind of give you the breakdown of what those are. At Huffman Elementary, we have an international baccalaureate primary year program. And so our kids at Huffman are getting a kind of a world curriculum, similar to the one that our IB kids get at the senior high, of course, on a different scale at the elementary level. And then they also learn Mandarin Chinese starting in pre-K, so that they're building their world language skills. And so if you ever want to be entertained, go see pre-K kids learning Chinese at the elementary level. It's amazing to see. They're just little sponges. So, and then we have our high school academies are the IB Academy at Plano East. We have, that houses 9 through 12, about 500 kids in that program. Our Academy High School, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics campus of interdisciplinary project-based learning, which is the campus over at the Alma and roughly 15th site. We have the Health Sciences Academy, which is Williams and Plano East, that prepares kids for healthcare professions and is a program where kids can actually now earn an associate's degree at the same time they're earning their high school diploma. So they leave us ready to enter the workforce or to continue in a nursing profession post-secondary option, including nursing, which we know is super important. And then we have the Future Industries Academy at Collins Technical Campus, which is workforce dual credit for our 11th and 12th grade students. And so very exciting, lots of opportunities for kids in Plano, in addition to college readiness and career readiness. That's all happening at our campuses all across the community. And we are a full day free full day pre-K program for qualifying students. So we have about 4,000 pre-K students. We start educating at 3 and 4 years old. And so we also have a tuition pre-K program for any available seats in our community. We have 3 dedicated pre-K centers and then 11 satellite programs at elementary schools. We have 103 National Merit semifinalists this year, which is incredible. I'll just brag, when we were in Rockwall, we were happy if we got 2. And so just kind of on scale, you just can't even imagine the excellence that our students and their hard work provides them some great opportunities. And then we, from a financial standpoint, we have the highest standalone credit rating that's carried by any school district in Texas. And in fact, there are only 4 districts out of over 1,000 in the state that have the financial integrity and credit ratings that Plano ISD has, through a long history of very conservative and wise stewardship of tax dollars in our community. And so I'm very proud and thankful of that. So that's kind of a big overview. I have another slide later in the program, but I'm going to turn this over to Brittany and get her rolling on the Education Foundation, which is the meat and potatoes of today's talk. And I'll be here for questions at the end as needed.
Thank you, Superintendent Bonser. And thank you again for having us here today to share with you about the Education Foundation and all the exciting work that's going on right now. I thought it'd be helpful to start with just kind of that quick district overview. I know there's so much to share about the district, but it kind of helps set up who we are and what we do as the foundation. So we serve as a support for the district, mainly through fundraising and community engagement efforts. We are a 501c3, and our mission is to help all students in Plano ISD achieve their potential by providing financial support to educators and academic programs. And we'll talk in just a little bit what that really means operationally. But I did want to point out that since 1993, the foundation has raised over $22 million in support for the district. So we are governed by a board of directors. We have a 29-person board that includes representatives from a variety of areas and backgrounds, academic, corporate, nonprofit, community volunteers. And we also have 3 board advisors who are on the board of directors. So Superintendent Bonser, School Board Trustee Jerry Chambers, and our Council of PTA's President Tara Lance. So it's a really great group, and I just wanted to mention them quickly because they work hard to help support the district and to make the foundation successful. So I wanted to mention them. So just a quick overview for 2021, wanted to give you just a snapshot of what a successful year looks like for the foundation. So in last year, even with the challenges that COVID presented and continue to present, the foundation had a successful fundraising year. We were able to support 20 budget priorities, and we'll talk more about what that is in a minute. Fund 7 additional programs on top of that, and repurpose $125,000 in grant dollars to help cover some immediate needs that were brought on by the pandemic. The stats below kind of give you an idea also, what a successful year looks like, raising 1.4 million. Typically the goal for the year is a little over $1 million. So that was a great year. Of course, supporting really the programs we supported touched all students in some way, which is great, and welcome 400 new donors, which is amazing, particularly given the climate of everything that's going on. So I just want to give you a snapshot of what a successful year might look like for the foundation. So talking about funding priorities, this is this year's for 21-22. I won't go over all of these here, but really, we work with Superintendent Bonser and the foundation board and to come up with the budget priorities for the year. There are always things that are going to connect back to our strategic plan and the 5 pillars there. So each of these items connect to at least one of those pillars. So that's how we make sure we keep that cohesive plan going, even in our support. So typically the things the foundation's going to fund are things that will enhance classroom work and curriculum, but there's just not tax dollars there to fund them. So we come in and help support those things. I just wanted to highlight a few items here. A couple others we'll go into more depth on later slides, but just wanted to highlight the Employee Crisis Fund. This is a fund that provides financial assistance to Plano ISD employees who are facing an emergency situation and maybe are unable to handle an immediate short-term financial obligation. So they can apply for these funds and we can help provide some relief there. I also want to highlight the Richards Douglas Immediate Needs Fund. It is very similar, but it's for students and families. So same thing there. If you're facing an emergency or some sort of crisis, we can help support them in that way. So these are both items you hate to see people need, but we feel incredibly fortunate to be able to provide support to those who need it. And finally, I wanted to point out the Welcome and Enrollment Center line item. These are funds that help support this new district center. And with James Thomas in your group, I'm guessing you've heard about this before. So this is probably not new to you. So this is just super high level, just in case anyone's not familiar. This is a really unique center that it provides support to students and families in several areas, but it includes enrollment and transfers, provides support to families who are perhaps dealing with homelessness. And there's also a mobile unit that brings services directly to families where they need it. So this is a really great program and we're thrilled to be able to help provide some support there. So really quick funding breakdown. So you kind of know what the makeup looks like for us, starting with the orange piece of events. So about 10% comes from events. And most of that comes from Ski Plano, which we will talk about soon because it's coming up very quickly. And so it's a big item for us. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Ski Plano brings in most of our event dollars. It's really a great event because it helps us raise money for our general fund. And so those are unrestricted dollars, which are really great to have. So if an unexpected need comes up or a priority needs to shift, which we've seen happen a lot over the last 2 years, of course, it gives us some flexibility if we have those general fund dollars. Next, you'll see other, and it's lists foundations is 5%. So that usually comes from grants we apply for from other foundations. About 10% comes from individuals. So that might be through North Texas Giving Day. We do an annual campaign called Honor Roll Heroes. It's employee and community campaign. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute as well. And then of course, our hugest piece of our pie here is corporate donations and sponsorships at 75%. So I just wanted to also throw in-kind contributions because those are also incredibly important to us, specifically with a program called the Core Store. Again, we'll talk about that in depth in just a minute. All right, so the first program I want to highlight is Grants to Educators. I don't think I'm supposed to have a favorite, but it's kind of my favorite. It is just a really, really great program. Each year, teachers can apply for grants through the Grants to Educators program. And the grants they apply for cover the cost of needs they have for their classroom or campus. They're really traditional items to help enhance their instruction. And so after the recipients are selected, the grant patrol travels all over to these classrooms and different campuses to surprise the teachers and let them know that their grant is going to be funded. It is a really, really exciting day. So if you ever are interested in serving as a judge for the grants, which means you get to be a part of the grant patrol, please let me know. It is just really, it's a great day. It will make you feel good. I wanted to show you a quick, well, I say quick, it's actually like a 4.5 minute video. You normally wouldn't show a video that long in a presentation, but it's just wonderful. And it really helps you kind of feel the spirit of the day. So I'm going to share that really quickly.
Welcome this morning. We're so thrilled to have you with us today. I'm going to add some numbers, so just so I get them right. We have 102 innovative grants today that will be awarded. We will visit 52 campuses today, which is a lot, and award $125,000 in grants.
Toyota wants to enable the next generation of leaders to be part of the world's solutions. And together, we've all aligned to make a powerful impact in the lives of young people. We're all striving to make lives easier for our youth across the district, and we're doing so by supporting our most valuable resource in this endeavor, our educators. So collectively, we're working to close the opportunity gap for our youth, ensuring that their potential is not determined by their zip code.
My wife was an educator for 11 years, so this is always one of the best things that we do, just to see not what the educators put in, but the students and just the excitement. It's awesome.
To us, this is kind of like the Super Bowl of what we do at the Education Foundation. We give out a good amount of money to our teachers and give them a lot of support. Just enjoy the day and really take it in. And thank you for being here. We really appreciate your support. We do. We're ready to roll.
All right, so I hope that brought a little bit of joy to your day. It always makes me feel good to watch those videos and remember being there. So that's just an overview of grants to educators. But now we're going to move on to staging the Future Endowment Campaign. And so since I just joined the group around the holidays, I asked Superintendent Bonzer to cover this one, and she's much more familiar than I.
So we are so excited that the Education Foundation is partnering with the school district around the new Robbie and Lenore Robinson Fine Arts Center that is under construction. It is located, and you guys probably know this already, but on Alma and nearly just north of 15th, between Alma and Park, or 15th and Park, across from Academy High School, basically. And so this is a very large performing arts facility for our community, but it also has fine arts embedded. So it has an art gallery, a black box theater, which is really blue box for us because it's all really beautifully done in dark blues, a dance studio, performance, rehearsal theater, and then the main studio, but it also has an art shop, a tech theater area. But the main theater, which you see in the picture here, is a 1,500 seat auditorium. It is top-notch, first-rate, state-of-the-art facility for our kids to demonstrate all their talents, and really also to allow our community to use the facility when we're not using it. So kids go in there first, but after that, then the community has a place to gather. And there's not another space like this in Plano. And so we're so proud. It will, COVID kind of slowed down some things, and you may have seen in the news that right now we've not yet taken possession of the building. There's an exterior coating that they'll be applying to the building. They have to wait till the weather hits a certain temperature to do that. And so in the next couple of weeks, actually, I think you'll start to see the exterior finish going on, and then the building's going to look like it's really like it's ready. But there's some concrete issues in the surface of some of the floors that they're addressing. And so we are not going to take possession of a building until those concrete issues have been addressed in the aesthetics of the floor in the lobby. And sometimes that happens with concrete. And so we'll get that worked out, and then our kids will get in there, and y'all will be able to get in there and see. But the spaces are selling, the seats are selling. And so if you have an interest in being a part of this legacy effort of putting your name on the arts, you can reach out to Brittany and Missy Bender's heading up the endowment campaign. Our goal is to raise $3 million in 3 years, and that will self-fund the facility in perpetuity. The Robbie Robinson Foundation actually got us started with a legacy donation of $500,000. And so we had a great strong kickoff of the endowment campaign, but we're looking for partners. And if you are interested, or you and a group of friends are interested in putting your mark inside the facility as you join us with this, we would love that. But it's very exciting, and so proud for our community to have this venue to gather in. So turn it back over to Brittany.
Thank you, Superintendent Bonser. All right, so I know that you all are a very active group. I see photos all the time, you out and about and helping in the community. And so I wanted to talk about some ways maybe you could get involved with the foundation, just in case that's of interest to you. And there's lots of ways. So I chose to highlight a few because I know we don't have a ton of time, and I want to respect your schedules. But the first one I want to highlight here is our Honor Roll Heroes community campaign. I mentioned that earlier. This is another one that helps us raise funds for the general fund I mentioned with the unrestricted dollars. And so this actually won't happen again until fall 2022. So we're a bit of ways from it, but I just wanted to put it on your radar. It is a community campaign. It does include staff here as well, but businesses and organizations and parent groups, they can also be a part of the campaign. So if fall rolls around and you're interested, we do put a handy toolkit on our website. It's pic.edu/foundation, has marketing materials and just ways to make it easier if you are looking to get involved in that campaign. But you could also reach out to me for any questions or anything like that. So this one's a ways away, but I wanted to go ahead and put it on your radar. The big one, Ski Plano, that's coming up very quickly. And as I mentioned, this is our biggest event fundraiser for the year. And so it'll take, like I said, February 5th at the Marriott Legacy. There's dinner, a live band, dancing, an auction. There's all kinds of fun things. This gala is a little different from others if you're not familiar with it. It's a little more casual as far as the dress. It's it's ski themed. It actually is ski themed, and ski stands for supporting kids in Plano, but we also lean into the, actual ski theme. So it's après ski is the dress. So basically you can wear a sweater, jeans, comfortable shoes, things like that are totally allowed, which I think kind of adds to the fun factor because we're comfortable. And there's a few ways you could help support this event. One, of course, is to purchase a table or ticket. We're also looking for silent auction gift donations. So that's part of the fundraising efforts on site at the event is the silent auction. Of course, monetary donations are always the right size, color, fit, all those kinds of things if you're able to do that. But something that is free and honestly is some of the most helpful things is helping to market the event. So if you could go to our Ski Plano social media page and share some of our posts. We're also the Education Foundation Twitter account. We're sharing information there. Invite your friends, help us spread the word. That honestly is one of the most valuable things you could help with if you feel inclined. And coming soon on our social media pages, we'll start sharing details on how those who can attend the event or maybe just don't feel comfortable quite yet doing something like that. We're going to share details on how they can support the event, even if they're not there in person. So be on the lookout for that. And then finally is volunteer. So we have an awesome committee that works on this event for months and months to get it ready. And of course they are working the night of the event as well, but we try to give them a little time to actually enjoy the event and enjoy the fruits of their labor. So we try to recruit volunteers who are outside the committee to help that evening, help us make things happen and keep things running smoothly. So if you would like to volunteer, all these things I've mentioned, the information can be found at skiplano.org. So on that site, you'll find information on how to purchase tickets and tables, make a donation, sign up to volunteer, or also if you're going to attend the event and you'd like to stay the night at the Marriott, there's a link to book a room and you'll get a special event rate. And it also includes complimentary breakfast for two. So all those things are found at skiplano.org. Let's see. And the last program I wanted to cover is the core store, like I mentioned earlier. So this is a store where our teachers can come and shop for free. So they're not having to dig into their own pockets quite as much. I have another video here. It's only a minute. It's very quick, but I think it's an excellent summary of what this facility is and what it offers our teachers.
Every year, there are teachers across the district that welcome students to their classrooms that cannot afford to bring their own school supplies. And more than 80% of PISD teachers were spending $250 or more on school supplies from their own pockets before the PISD Education Foundation created the Core Store. The Core Store's mission is to help students succeed by equipping teachers with donated classroom resources, providing an opportunity for every Plano ISD student to have the supplies required for success in school. The Core Store allows teachers to shop for additional school supplies for their students at no cost. Supplies are donated by local companies and individuals and purchased through donations to the PISD Education Foundation. The Core Store operates a physical location that allows each teacher in the district to come through once a semester and grab the supplies they need. Help get the resources into the hands of the kids that need it most. Donate today.
All right, oops, sorry. Okay, so that's the Core Store. So there's a couple ways you can help if you feel drawn to kind of the mission of what we're doing here. One is to help donate funds to purchasing needed supplies. We do get a lot of donations, which is wonderful, but there are some hot ticket items that pretty much every teacher needs. So sometimes we run short on those, and so donated funds can help us. We can go out and purchase those supplies. Of course, also purchasing those needed supplies and donating them, either shipping them here by purchasing them online or dropping them by the office or the Core Store. And information on kind of what those items are we need is at pisd.edu/Core Store. You'll also find a link there to donate if you'd like to do that, donate funds. Also, you could coordinate a supply drive with your church, organization, or business. We also provide a toolkit for this as well to try to help make it easy for you and provide those marketing materials and information so you're not trying to recreate all that. We'll try to make it as easy as possible. Of course, our really big time of year is back to school. So if you're able, your company or organization is able to sponsor the back to school fair, it's also extremely helpful. That helps us, like I said, with funds to purchase things we might be running low on or need more of. And of course, volunteer at the core store. It takes a lot of manpower to keep that place running. When we get a big donation, we have to restock and inventory, and there's things coming in and out of that location all the time. So people are very important to the process. Our teachers come in and shop once a week. So people to help them with the shopping and help them get checked out. Again, they don't pay for anything, but it's all about our inventory process and make sure we make that as smooth as possible. Also just, providing assistance if they need help finding things. It takes people to make it run successfully. So a sign up to volunteers also can be found at that website, pisd.edu/core store. But you can always reach out to me too if you have questions or not sure how to get plugged in, or you want to know more, you want to come by and see the store, happy to take you over there. You're welcome to reach out anytime.
Brittany, thank you very much. This is awesome to have you and Sarah speak to us today. What I'm going to do here is, one thing we do is an appreciation for our speakers. We present an appreciation for your time and program. Plano West Rotary will donate $10 in both your names to Rotary's Polio Plus Fund, together with the 2-to-1 matching funds from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. $10 will turn into an actual $30 to provide a polio vaccine for about 50 children. Wow. And as most people in Rotary knows, Rotary is using its polio infrastructure to aid in the vaccination of COVID-19, because globally, the country, especially third world countries, their vaccination rates are like in the 5% range, and there's a lot of challenges for vaccination. So we have the infrastructure globally in place to do it. So this donation in your name is that, one, gonna make a difference with polio, but two, it's also gonna make a difference for our current pandemic of COVID-19. So thank you very much for speaking to us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us and for the donation on our behalf. We appreciate it.
So to close out our meeting, I'd like everybody, next week, we're going to have from Rotary International, the regional membership supervisor, Emily Tucker. She is the hands-on expert on how to become a vibrant club, membership involvement. She's actually been a mentor for me for years. So it's really awesome that we're going to have her speak to our club. So now I am going to ask Clevie, you're going to lead us into four-way test.
I am. Thank you, Alex. Rotary, Plano West, the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Go
Rotary.
Rotary.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for speaking to us.